The moon hung low in the night sky, casting a pale glow over the decrepit building that was once Elmridge Elementary School. Nestled at the edge of town, it had been abandoned for decades, shrouded in a sinister reputation that made it a forbidden place for local children. But tonight, a group of daring teenagers decided to test their courage. As Emily, Mark, Jenny, and Alex approached the crumbling structure, their flashlights pierced through the darkness, revealing shattered windows, overgrown ivy, and graffiti-covered walls. The air was thick with a palpable dread, but their youthful bravado pushed them forward. The group's leader, Emily, had heard whispers about the school's tragic history. Decades ago, a fire had engulfed the building, trapping students and teachers inside. It was a nightmare that had haunted the town's memory ever since. They entered the main hallway, its floors covered in a thick layer of dust. Lockers lined the walls, some hanging open as if frozen in time. The air grew colder as they ventured more profound, and the faint echoes of children's laughter seemed to reverberate in their ears. The group split up to explore different parts of the school. Mark and Jenny headed toward the gymnasium, while Emily and Alex returned to the old classrooms. In one room, they discovered a chalkboard, its surface marred by age and decay. The chalk lay scattered, and a half-finished math equation remained as a grim reminder of the school's abrupt end. Suddenly, Emily felt a chilling presence behind her. She turned to find a shadowy figure, barely discernible in the dim light. It was a child, a spectral silhouette, standing motionless, their eyes pools of darkness. Alex's flashlight quivered as he tried to steady his trembling hands. The ghostly child didn't move or make a sound, but its gaze bore into their souls. Emily and Alex exchanged terrified glances before backing out of the room. As they retraced their steps through the eerie corridor, they heard faint whispers in the dark, voices from a bygone era murmuring unintelligible words. Panic set in as they realized the school was more abandoned than they had believed. Jenny and Mark saw a basketball rolling towards them, seemingly pushed by an unseen force. Jenny was nervous as she picked it up and handed it to Mark. Suddenly, the ball rose into the air and slammed against the wall with a loud noise. They were both terrified by what they saw. Meanwhile, Mark and Jenny's laughter had turned to uneasy silence in the gymnasium. The echoing sound of a basketball dribbling echoed through the cavernous space, even though they were the only ones inside. The flickering fluorescent lights cast eerie shadows that danced along the walls. Terrified, Mark and Jenny ran for it, joining Emily and Alex in the main hallway. The whispers had grown louder, their words now chillingly clear. They spoke of pain, fear, and a desperate need for release from the torment that bound them to this forsaken place. The air seemed to thicken as if time itself had stopped. The spectral children appeared, their eyes filled with sadness and longing. Emily and her friends were trapped, their escape routes cut off by an unseen force. As the ghostly children closed in, their stories unfolded in the minds of the terrified teens. They had perished in the fire that had consumed the school, and their innocent lives were snuffed out in a tragic accident. Their spirits, unable to find peace, had remained trapped within these charred walls. Overwhelmed with guilt for intruding upon their domain, Emily realized the only way to free them was to expose the truth to the world. But time was running out, and the angry spirits grew more aggressive. The teens frantically searched for clues, retracing the history of the school's fire. They discovered an old newspaper article that detailed the tragic event. Armed with this newfound knowledge, they returned to the gymnasium, the epicenter of the haunting. With trembling voices, they recited the details of the fire, naming the victims one by one. As each name was spoken, the spirits of the children began to fade, their anguished expressions giving way to peace. With the final name spoken, the gymnasium fell silent. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and the ghostly children vanished, leaving behind an eerie stillness. The teens fled the abandoned school, their hearts heavy with what they had witnessed. Elmridge Elementary School would forever be etched in their memories as a place of unspeakable horror and the tragic reminder of lives lost too soon. Years passed, but the memory of that fateful night never left Emily, Mark, Jenny, and Alex. They had unlocked the secrets of Elmridge Elementary School. Still, the terror and sadness of the spirits would haunt their dreams for the rest of their lives, a reminder of the darkness that could linger in even the most innocent places.